Next up, at UFC 299, this is a very good card. This could be... What is so funny? A comment or me saying this is a good
buttered
card?
Sausage. You're talking about buttered sausage. I want
this. He does look. Yeah. Anyway, this is a very good card. Michel Pereira versus Michal Oleksiejczuk could be on the main card of a fight night. This could be a fight night co-main event. This is a very good fight.
What?
And it should be a fun fight and an interesting fight. We got Michel Pereira, 29-11 overall. He is 5-0 in his last 5, looking for his second win at middleweight after moving up. He's taking on Michal Oleksiejczuk. Michal Oleksiejczuk. 19. There's so many. The worst part is I'll watch John Anik. I'll listen to how he says it. And I'm like, okay. And then I go to set it, and it's like the telephone game. Like, it's just not what comes out.
Ooh, telephone game. That was a lot of fun, right?
It was.
Especially
Except
when the hot girl next to you is whispering in your ear, and you feel a little tingle. The hair stand up on your neck, and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what the fuck she just said. Hey, horny.
Michal. I have a boner. I'm afraid to stand up. Michal Oleksiejczuk is 19-6 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He is coming off the incredible come-from-behind win over Chidi Njokuani. Michel Pereira, we have watched this guy fight for 100 years. That's why every time I break him down, it is shocking that he's only 30 years old. I thought this dude was 46, the amount of fights that we have seen him. He actually looks older, and he's been fighting forever. He's a very fun, exciting guy. He's got that capoeira, that Brazilian dance fighting style, the flips, the swirls.
He looks like he would be a...
hot dad.
No, like a fit...
Yeah, hot dad. I'm the hot dad of the neighborhood, and he would be the second hottest dad. Yeah, he'd be the second hottest dad in my neighborhood.
I bet I can go to every other house, and there's a guy better looking than you.
You might be hard pressed to find like the sober age.
But anyway, Michel looks like he is like actually 55, but if you saw him, you'd be like, oh, I bet he's 40. You know what I mean? Like he looks like he's like a young. Does that make sense?
Okay, no. He is a capoeira fighter, the Brazilian dance fighter, very flashy kicks, spins, flips, all of those things. And earlier in his career, he was wilder. He has dialed it back. The dialing it back has done 2 things. One, it has extended his cardio, probably extended his career, got him on this nice 5-0 win streak here, but it has also tamed him. He seemed to have matured. He still has some wild in him, but it's not crazy. What he doesn't do well, though, is make weight, which is why he moved from 170 to 185 pounds. He's got power in his hands. We know he can go the distance because he's gone the distance many times. And he's got good takedowns and good grappling as well. All in all, a very complete fighter who does have some cardio. He will slow down. He'll breathe heavy. But we haven't necessarily seen what that looks like at 185 pounds. He's going to be carrying more weight, but he also doesn't have to cut any, so that might extend his cardio. He's taking on Michal Oleksiejczuk. This guy's a very good striker. Lightning fast hands, a ton of pressure, and he is going to be a real test for Pereira at 185 pounds here. He does have power, and we've seen that in his last 3 wins. And while he is dangerous on his feet, he does have some very big grappling holes, and he fades pretty quickly as the fight goes on. He's coming off that finish win over Chidi Njokuani, where he survived an onslaught. He should have been finished. Like, McCall was done. Down and out, done. Somehow survived, came back, turned the tables, and won this fight. And if McCall didn't just show us that he can survive, because he was pretty much down and out, but he did survive. If he didn't just show us that he can survive and that he does have a very good chin, I might have put everything on Pereira. Because it's like, all right, well, this dude just got blasted by a bigger, more fast, flashy striker, which is basically what Michel Pereira has been recently. But he did show us how tough he is. He can weather a storm. He can come back. He can win a fight after being that down. I'm still going Pereira here. I like that we've seen Pereira go the distance many times. It looks like Pereira at 185 pounds has more power than ever. So I do like Pereira here. I've got a small little bet on him. I got him at minus 130. He's now sitting at minus 148. I think the value window might still be there, but it's not going to be there much, much longer. Michel Pereira is going to be my pick. And, well, why don't you go, Jakey boy, and then I'll throw out that little tidbit I saw on the Instagram.
Oh, yeah, there's a
it's
nice
not
little,
physical. Yeah.
Tantalizing now. I got my balls are fucking tingling.
Okay.
Listen, if you looked at both of these guys, and I'm not getting too far in depth into the male body of this podcast, but if you looked at both of these guys and had to choose which one is like the first round knockout guy and which one is the better decision fighter, obviously you would think Michel Pereira is the first round knockout guy and McCall is the decision guy, but it's completely opposite, and it's kind of mind blowing in that right, because when you look at McCall, he just doesn't seem that guy like that guy until you see him throw strikes, as you mentioned, and then you're like, oh, now I get it. And you saw the power, the speed against Chidi. You mentioned he was hurt in that fight, and he was really having issues getting to Chidi. He was having issues getting to Chidi because Chidi was using good footwork, but what he used really well is that front push kick. And I'm not saying anything, but I am going to say this. Michel Pereira also has very good footwork, and I think that's what's going to win him this fight, right? He just got side to side to side, and when McCall is marching forward, trying to close that distance, he can pick him apart. But what Michel Pereira also does very, very well and very, very fast is not a front push kick, but he will just throw a front up kick straight down the middle. And if you're getting push kicked in your last fight, I think Michel has an opportunity to land that front kick. That's my big prediction of this fight. But even if it turns into a decision fight, I like Michel Pereira. I think he's just going to be too... I mean, just the movement is going to be too much.
Imposing, fast.
Yeah, the movement's going to be too much. I think this obviously should be his weight class. I mean, at 170, I don't know how he ever. I don't know how he ever made 170. He looked like he was comfortable. I was very high on him against Andre Petroski. Obviously, this is a much different fight. He ended up smoking Andre in that fight. He's another one of those guys where when he stops looking for knockouts, that's when they're going to start finding. That's when he will start finding them, rather. And I think McCall eventually walks in one, maybe in the second round. But, I mean, McCall's come, look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 of his last 8 wins are all in the first round. He had a split decision win versus Modestas. So, I mean, he didn't have a ton of wins outside the first round. I think Michel's durable enough, even if he does get hit in the first. But I think the movement's going to be too much, and then Michel's going to take over from there. So, I like Michel in this.
Yeah, I'm obviously on the potato side, my fat ass potato side, and spent a little money there.
What's your favorite thing made out of potatoes?
All of it. I might as well be Irish. I fucking love scalloped, probably. Although breakfast potatoes are solid.
Stupid ass scalloped potatoes. You can pick French fries or potato chips. You pick fucking scalloped potatoes.
Oh, yeah. Sliced potatoes covered in cheese, baked. Are you out of your mind?
Jesus.
Yeah, see, that's the Midwest. That's the simpleton Midwest in you.
And here you go. You ready for this? My 2 favorite things are probably breakfast potatoes.
I do, with a ton of shit, though. Not just cubed bullshit. Oh,
I just like the cube, little ketchup, little salt.
Sometimes they batter them a little bit, and the bottoms get crunchy.
That's no longer just potatoes. No, I just want potatoes. The next best thing that I had is when I let...
This was
potato cereal. Sure, I love hash browns too. I mean, hash browns are fucking fantastic.
All right,
this is the last one. When I was a kid, we had fish fries, and with the fresh fish, we'd clean the fish fry. You just slice off potatoes and fry those. A little salt on them, real thin, crispy. Oh!
Yeah. All right.
You've never had a fish fry.
We do. I've done scrimp boils, crawdad boil. Anyway. On the gram, you will see that McCall is training himself. He had a child. I don't know how recently. And he basically was like, I don't need to...
Great for just giving birth.
He's like, I don't need to pay 20% anymore. I'm done paying a gym. I'll just train myself. So this is not the fight you want to be in, just training yourself. He is lightning fast. He does have some solid skills. Training yourself is a whole different world. Glover Teixeira can do it. And he has done it basically his entire career.
Didn't you train with Glover?
Glover basically, my point was he didn't really have a coach. He surrounded himself by some people. And that was so long ago and so many pounds ago. But basically, he is a very self-motivated guy. He will push himself. You know how hard it is to push yourself when you're basically dead in the gym and just one more rep.
I do it every single day.
There you go. And that's why, yeah. Built like that dude from Children of the Corn. Guys, if you do want to unlock all the picks, the bets, the round line leans, and more, WeWantPicks.com. Just click Become a Member at the top. It's only $10 a month. And if we're talking DraftKings, $8,700. I think Michel Pereira makes a little bit of sense there because he can go the distance. He can get takedowns. He can get a finish. He can rack up some control time. I would have liked a little bit of a lesser price tag there, but I do think he could potentially score pretty well. We do have a $1.99 super chat from Diaz Auto Detailing. He said, sign up for We Want Picks. Thank you very much, Diaz. That is genuinely appreciated. Comment here where your detailing company is, and then I'll repin your comment so people can see, and if they live near you, they can throw you some business, bud. Take care of our own around these parts. Before you go, let me give you $50. Anybody who goes to WeWantPicks.com/bets and signs up with any one of our affiliate partners gets $50 as a thank you. Use the link, sign up, make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you.